favorite co-host,
James Gervonta.
and this morning y'all finna get served with J&J Sports episode 85. James, how you feeling this morning, man?
I feel fantastic. It's a little chilly, but winter's here now.
Oh yeah, it's here, finally here. Christmas right around the corner, and we got something special for y'all, special guest. Episode 85, man. We're gonna get started, man. We got a lot of good stuff, James. You ready, man?
I'm ready.
Man, let's do it, man. First up, we got professional boxing. We haven't covered in a minute. So the hard hitter Gervonta Davis announces retirement, James, after the year 2025. This announcement was made earlier in the week, and honestly, bro, I'm lost for words, man. James, have you heard about this, man? Anything about him retiring?
Yeah, and we've been covering Davis for, I don't know, what, like a year and a half now?
Yeah.
So
for a minute, since that fight with Garcia, I think since that we've been covering it. Man, I don't know. I feel like he's still young. Like I said, he's only 30. You know what I mean? But I get it. A lot of people were saying, he don't want to keep getting hit in the face and stuff like that. I don't know. Just to get us started, James, why do you feel like he decided to retire at 30?
I guess it's definitely got to be about health. Mm-hmm. He's trying to preserve, whatever he's got left, because boxing is such a rough sport. Right. And you've seen people who've gone through it. They've had brain damage, things like that. But, he's had a wonderful career, and to retire at 30, he still can really do whatever he wants. If he wants to go into broadcasting or training, whatever he'd like.
Even though I had my concerns, man, my thoughts, the guy achieved a lot, though. That's the only thing. It's like he really could retire at 30 if he wanted to. At his age, starting at boxing as a kid at 5. We kind of look at his past, rough childhood in Sandtown, Winchester, Baltimore, growing up in different foster care homes and stuff like that. We kind of look at his listing record right now. He is 30-0 with 28 knockouts. Has been a WBA lightweight champion for 11 years, holding that belt. And 11 of those were not title fights. So, James, that's a pretty good record. Like I said, some boxers don't want to go all the way to 50, 60. You know what I mean? Like that. You could be that good. Now, I do feel like he needs to. A lot of people feel like the people that he's boxing, though, they're not really challenges. They want to see a challenge. Like, they want to actually see, which he actually fought like Garcia was really a challenge. You know what I mean? Especially now, if they was to fight now, yeah, most definitely.
And there's still a whole nother year. We get one more year of seeing him box.
Yeah, and I think he has 3 more fights. They have 3 more fights for the year. One coming up in March against your boy, but he gonna tear him up. That's a no-brainer. But I want to see some challenges. Like if now just to continue, him and Floyd Mayweather had their little spits and spats. Cause like I said, coming up, they was kind of close, and then they kind of got into it now. So, do you think Floyd Mayweather was behind this decision? Kind of in his ear, telling him like. Cause his Mayweather whole perception changed now. Like I said, once boxers get a certain amount of money, they just stop fighting. You know what I mean? So you think he kind of was in his ear a little bit?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. And considering that they were close before, but then they had to split, maybe with retirement they get a lot closer, like they were before.
Back in the day, yeah. At first I did thought like he played a major part in it, but then Floyd mindset money, you know what I mean, based off money. But when it comes to boxing, if you had that passion, you'll fight till you're 50, 60, you know what I mean? Kind of like Tyson. He loves boxing to the point where he's still fighting, you know what I mean? So it's just different. Some people is different, but I thought so, but then once I like the way they are right now, they're getting into it, they're not at a good stage. So I don't think he was behind it, but I don't know, James. Like I said, it could be the money. You know what I mean? I know he's well over $100 million. Once you hit a certain rank, you're like, oh, well, I'm done. You're pretty much set for the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, there's a reason that they're fighting for, big money like this.
Yeah.
And once you get to a point, then you can just enjoy it.
Enjoy it, right. So, Y'all let us know how y'all feel. Like, if is it about the money, or you feel like it's his health, or in that way, man. But based off Davis's toughness, man, and fighting style, which fighter? This is a two-part question. Which fighter does he remind you of? And before he ends his career, who do you need to see him fight? Just out of those two fighters. But we'll start with that first one. Which fighter do you think like reminds you of him?
I definitely have to probably go with the Mayweather. I like that Floyd Mayweather comparison. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. For me, it would have to be just based off, he do a lot of trash talking and a lot of just his style, toughness. I would have to say like a young Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson was that same weight coming up, talking trash. I mean, even though he said more wilder things, but it's the same energy. You know what I mean? So I have to say Mike Tyson, back at that age. And as far as the two boxers, we already know he's gonna fight Lamont. But out of the last two fighters, who should they be to you?
Actually, I'm going to go way out of left field here and say, why not Logan Paul? I think that'd be an interesting, because we've seen Jake Paul.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we want to see Logan do something. I kind of like that. And what's your last option?
For the last option, I definitely have to lean towards maybe even Jake Paul. I mean, that'd be interesting. Fight the two brothers there at the end.
I know that would be interesting. Yeah, I can see that. For me, I would have to say we got to see that rematch with Ryan Garcia, because, like I said, I feel like Garcia is way more ready now, and they're so close, so it wouldn't be anything personal, but it'll be fun.
They make it a good fight.
Sure. Yeah, that's money. That's pay-per-view for sure. So I say a rematch with him, and the last fight would either be him with Shakur Stevenson or Terrence Crawford. Now, when people bring Shakur Stevenson up to him, he's like he's not really a challenge. He feel like he's not a challenge for him. But I feel like Terrence might be that challenge. So I definitely want to see Terrence Crawford. Y'all let us know in the comments which fighter would y'all like to see him in his career with. And can somebody knock his undefeated record, off the charts? But we'll keep you guys updated with that. Before we get into the next one, James, I got a few sports news of the topics.
J&J Sports, coming to y'all with more in 2024.